Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. You're probably wondering why the quality feels so low. I had to lower the bitrate back to 5K. It was originally at 8K because the more bitrate I had, the more the recording was. And that last episode was like 5 gigabytes of like video, and I do not want to deal with that. I really don't want to deal with that when I upload it. So from now on, I'm only gonna since it's just Ace Attorney, I'm just gonna focus it on like 5K because there's nothing that really stands out when you put high bit rate. Only like really action gameplay games that I put, but yeah. So, anyways, last time we were investigating a murder. What happened that Maya happened to be all the evidence points straight towards it, but we're gonna see. Mia's hiding something last episode. I don't know. We don't know what the truth is, but it must be related to the case. So let's head to the trial right now. I forgot to save, didn't I? June 21st, 9:48 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Nani? Prosecutor Von Karma. You mean... No, I heard it's a successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma was really a sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, all so he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sort of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. Now his successor, I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mystic Maya. Pearly? You're here? Yeah, you showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? And you come there. Mother's watching over the trainees. She said they have training in 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yeah, I snuck out of the manor and followed them out. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. By yourself? Of course not, I ran. And... that side can't... Oh my, if it takes 2 hours by train. Oh my. Pearly, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. She ran all the way here. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Andrew would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Andrew? Who's that? He's Nick's rival. He's also a friend. Objection! I still remember him as though I seen him only yesterday. We need Edgeworth, man. I miss Edgeworth. Objection! Every trial was scorching fierce battle to the very end. Objection! 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 It was always back and forth with them, but when you're all rivals for life... Maya, please don't mention that name ever again. Huh? But why, Nick? Sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone. And he's not coming back. Nani? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will now commence shortly. Please proceed to the bullet room. Let's go. That's not time to be talking about that. Ah, it's because of that case. It's that case. Nick. Yeah, it's the Gant case. Damn you, Gant! June 21st, 10 a.m. District Courtroom number 2. Oh, it's a woman! Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are you the prosecutor and the defense? Are the prosecution and defense prepared? Oh my. What is this kid. With this kid.
Mr. Wright. Are you prepared?
Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. He must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? Hold on, so she's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma? I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. I will say, she has a whip. She's hot. Give her. We'll see how this trial goes, but she's pretty hot. Revenge. It's about her father, Manfred von Karma.
If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can. Oh.
I'm talking. Oops. If you interrupt me again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Oh, Jesus. What a commanding woman. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Yow! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please.
Those of Von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant Maya Fey will find no escape from her guilt on my watch.
Very well. What is the defense's position?
Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to plea of a not guilty?
Yes. Foolish fool, who do foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. Have you running for me? Justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense. A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. You could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... Defense sends out the plea of not guilty, Your Honor, because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. And that is what you want to play, Mr. Phoenix, right? Then I shall call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Dick Gumshoe. Witness, state your name and occupation. Hold up, OBS is fucking up right now. Alright. Had to adjust the settings. Much better.
Yes, sir, my name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct.
Yeah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder.
Yes, sir. I mean, ma'am. If everyone will please take a look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and defendant were in the room.
A locked room murder.
What were they doing? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit?
That's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor.
Only a few minutes after channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from the inside room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke down the door and rushed into the room. Oh, and when they found the victim already was dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I've ever presided over.
Floor plans.
So how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that.
Stop wasting my time, then. Witness testimony. Cause of death.
The direct cause of the death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from a point-blank range. Before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. Murderer used a pistol to finish the victim off after stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot? What's the victim's autopsy report, sir?
After being stabbed in the chest, he was shot in the forehead point blank. Jesus, in the head?
The court accepted it into evidence, Mr. Wright. You will question the witness.
Okay, cross-examination time.
The direct cause of death was the pistol shot to the forehead, sir.
The murder weapon Detective Gumshoe, whose pistol was it?
It was the victim's.
The victim? Why would he have...
Objection!
Now why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point is that you're missing whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start.
Fingerprints? Were there fingerprints? Along with the victims. The defendant, Maya Faye's, were also on the grip, sir. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon.
I'll walk right into her hands there.
The shot was fired from point-blank range.
Point blank, huh? So how far away is that?
It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away.
How did you know he was shot at point blank? This, Mr. Wright. I grow tired of the foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole.
Gunpowder explosion is what makes a real fire. That's real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead.
Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess.
Before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest.
Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with?
A fruit knife.
Fruit knife?
I see. Whose knife was it? Looks like it belonged to the face, sir. And of course, Maya Faye's fingerprints are over it. All over it, huh?
This does not look good. Ha ha ha. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? She's just enjoying this, is she? Those stupid poses she makes.
The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death.
How severe was the wound?
If it had to been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand.
This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill.
The murderer used a pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing.
Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot?
Yep, sure as sure can be. One look at the wounds, you come to the same conclusion too, pal.
A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead is point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter? Then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix, right? Grr, what a pain.
That's enough. You have clearly established the victim was murdered. I brought the two murder weapons with me today. Very well, this court accepts them into evidence.
Pistol. 2 shots fired bears Maya and Gray's fingerprints. Knife. Small fruit belonged to the face bears Maya's fingerprints. The date and time of death was June 19 at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claimed to have heard 2 gunshots at this time.
And 2 murder weapons with both of the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? This does seem like an open shut case.
Naturally. This is going from bad to worse, as if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there's no room left for doubt, is there?
That is quite true, Mr. Wright.
Yes.
Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? Being of this part that you do not adjust your plea if you stand to lose.
See, just as I promised, Phoenix, right? You would change your plea in less than 10 minutes.
Oh, you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense because now that would be the time to do so? It's your final chance.
It's a huge decision. I better think this through all the way. Too bad for you, Von Karma. Your predictions are going not as planned. I plead not guilty. If we plead justified self-defense, you'd basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Ow! Hold up! Ah! Your Honor! I'm adjusting my mic, sorry guys.
Have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright?
The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. Whoops. You... I knew this would happen. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix, right? Detective.
Oh, yes, sir.
Present the final portion of your testimony. The final strike.
Yes, sir. Now, see, your proceedings are run by... Whoops. Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective. Give your testimony. I do not want to be whipped again.
Well, this is her gimmick. She just whips people. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence.
Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. The costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume. It certainly is evidence of the backstory of blood on this. This piece of this directly links to my fate to the crime, sir. I see this court accepts this into evidence.
There has to be a flaw with this.
Alright, Mr. Wright.
Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters are on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? What's wrong? He seemed to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to soak off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix, Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing.
Sorry, pal, there's even more incriminating piece of evidence.
Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier?
You're kinda scary today, you know that, pal? Calm down, Mr. Wright, there's no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. Is this the costume that the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime?
Maya's costume.
Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her.
Maya, she was wearing her channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else?
As you can see, it's covered in blood.
The blood is on the costume.
Lab results show that it was the victim's blood. So there is blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes.
Definitely not good. So were there any other clues you gleaned from this piece of evidence?
Well...
If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad not enough time. Let's move on. As always.
Oh yes, Mr. Von Karma's perfectly correct.
She's not even the judge is on her side. Is the judge simping again? He was simping towards her to Angel Star in case 5 in the last game. If I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? Let's press it further. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? Because he does. Maybe there's more info that we should know. There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. Wait. Is that a hole? There must be something about this costume. I just have to look harder. I think I see a hole. There's something wrong.
Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There's no way for you to poke a hole in it.
Looks like my time is up. So about the costume, there is one little thing. Your Honor, actually there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence.
What? What are you talking about, pal? What is this problem you're talking about?
I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. Right here, this hole. Take that! I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume.
The sleeve? There's a tiny hole here. Oh, hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A gunpowder that smells of hole that smells of gunpowder.
Looks like I found a hole I was looking for. Ah, I get it. Good one, Phoenix, right? Your Honor, your logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole.
Order, order, order! This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else.
Get checking. Where is it? I want to be able to, like, fully explore certain evidence that we rotated around in case 5 in the last game. But I guess not. I miss Emma Sky, to be honest. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke, nothing more. How could you say something like that? This is a huge oversight.
Well, I agree it is a mistake of the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma said is true. The evidence still stands. You don't find a more definitive problem with the evidence then?
No way.
Detective Gumshoe, continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. The man who attacked killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back.
He wasn't fighting back? How do you know if he was or wasn't?
You can find no evidence that the victim put up some sort of struggle, pal. So did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Money on this. The circumstances around this murder changed drastically.
We're in real trouble now. Only had something to prove that the victim did fight back. That Von Karma, she thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. We'll find a critical contradiction somewhat, then I'll have her. Fuck. Defendant who attacked killed a person. I guess we have to present something. I'm pretty sure it's this statement. Not fighting back. If the victim was not fighting back, trying to think right now. Murder weapon was Gray's. 2 shots fired. So there has to be more to this. There has to be more to this. More to this gun hole. The question is... I don't know. I really don't know. Wait a second. Okay. Assumably... If the victim did stab... Okay, if the defendant did stab the victim, she would use her arms. Then why isn't there no blood on the sleeves? The blood was on the chest. You would think that when you're doing a blow to the chest, there would be blood on your arms, but no. Okay, this is a vague contradiction.
Objection!
Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Yes? Having you call me that my full name's a kind of a weird feeling.
You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back.
Yeah, I did.
But then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole your police overlooked supposed to mean?
What does it mean?
I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is that what it means not to fight back?
Oh, you're right. It seems you are correct. The victim had tried to shoot the defendant then.
It would change everything. So you're telling me Gray had a gun he tried to shoot Maya first. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Huh. What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Miss Von Karma.
It seems that Maya Fey was shot by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea.
That is correct.
But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected this justified self-defense plea and pleaded not guilty.
Now that you... Why, that's right.
Which means the defendant has yet to prove anything at all. No!
Well, that's true.
Furthermore, just the fact that there's only a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense.
How so?
Ow.
Oh.
Don't just stand there. Hurry to tell the court what transpired that day. Put the new information we acquired added in, of course.
Oh, you mean by myself? Oh, you want me to put together this scenario all by myself? Oh. Oh, yes, sir, ma'am. Yes, right away, ma'am. Sir.
Ow.
During the channeling, the defendant saw that her chance to stab the victim in her chest. Of course, the victim had used every last strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but they were too close. He missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening and took the victim's gun and ended it. The scenario you put together does make sense? Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright?
On the surface, it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily.
Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please.
There is quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. In added body strength, it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess.
You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix, right? Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When the channeling with the Karain channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe it. He even studied up on the Karain channeling technique. Damn. Like I said before, I am perfect.
About what you were talking about, I didn't quite get it. Never mind, let's continue with the testimony.
Ever last strength to fight back? So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him?
If you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad.
How badly hurt would you say he was?
Actually, I went to give blood the other day. Afterward, I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Huh. Sorry.
Took out his gun. Where in the world did that pistol come from?
It looks like the victim, Dr. Ed, specifically brought it for that day.
So Dr. Gray had a motive to literally talk to the spirit medium? But a handgun?
He got the black mark about 2 days before the murder.
2 days? There was a lot of red flags surrounding this guy. I didn't think he would get killed. Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something?
The victim took a shot, but they were too close. You missed. Okay.
I want to know the victim's true motive. I know the motive was like call upon the nurse and all, but like, what was he like? His full true motive. So you're saying the bullet hole in this costume was made then?
Sorry, pal, but that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired.
Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt.
Then picked up the opening and took the victim's gun and ended it.
Maya's never fired a gun before in her life.
The victim already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it just by pulling the trigger.
Even me, I wonder. Now, do you understand? Avon Karma's logic is perfect. This testimony certainly makes us look very bad, but there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it. So one of them. Okay, let's see the new last strength. Fighting, pulling out his gun. Victim took a shot. Too close. How did you? Okay. Wait. If the victim took a shot. Wait, what do you mean they were too close? He missed. That makes no sense. Are you saying he was like his aim was pretty bad when he tried to take a shot? Okay, that's something. But I don't know what. About 8 inches off the ground is the... So I'm guessing the shot went to the bullet. Okay, okay, he must have shot into this folding screen, but I don't think this is any relation. But I don't think we can't bring it up just yet. I do wonder, how did he not aim anything? You would think a gunshot to here would actually hurt her arm, but no. Surprisingly, no. Where's Maya's fingerprints? Maya had the knife. Maya and Gray's fingerprints were on the gun, of course. One first was shot by Gray, second was shot by Maya. Maybe we should we should probably present the costume. I feel like there's more to this. There's something that doesn't make any sense. I just have a gut feeling about this, but... She's 18. Like Maya, they're both 18. Interesting. Wow, they're both kids. Damn, our prosecutor rival is a kid. Alright, let's present. Yeah, I think we have to present the gun. Oh, no, not the gun. The costume. I feel like this is the only thing that actually makes a lot of sense. So, like, fuck it. Missing a tiny hole in this costume. Will it be prosecution's undoing?
Eh? What do you mean?
This little hole has created a huge hole in your testimony. I get it. I get it.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
You said 2 of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume?
Gunpowder burn?
This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the so you're telling me when we saw the hole, there wasn't anything around it?
Oh!
But there's not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume.
That was a very good point.
And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix, right? You think you could punch a hole in my logic like with that? Stop making puns! Please, I hate puns. With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. And I implore you to disapprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. It was then they were separated that he fired. How was that? As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stem was very severe. The victim would not have the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Yeah. We dealt the blow to... Well then? That's right, the defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have created some space between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you.
That doesn't make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright?
I must be careful, I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and thick ink. Something doesn't make sense. There's a fatal flaw in our argument, Your Honor.
Fatal? Flaw?
Yo! Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be some snag in her explanation somewhere. She puts some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. What do you mean, distance? And when was she about to strike? The doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. You think it's the folding screen that we could finally bring up? But for some reason it's on the edge of here. So why would the bullet hole be fired at the edge of the folding screen? We're gonna present it. I hope this helps. This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic.
What is that, a folding screen?
I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. Yeah. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about.
Who, where, what? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please.
Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through the height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means... when the shot was fired, Maya, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground.
Order, order! This changes everything!
Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here. Then he fired the shot. The bullet hit this folding screen. At this location, okay, so like around here, about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. You mean right here? Take that! He was standing here near the folding screen. Wait, from that far away? I guess that makes a lot of sense. But why would the defendant be that far away? What was the purpose? Wait a second. We know that the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole, but how could you gauge the distance from that? Is it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You of all people should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she was shot somewhere close, then there will be gunpowder burns present. However, there's nothing absurd around the bullet hole of this costume. Ah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? You!
I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But you do think this changes the defendant's situation?
It changes everything, Your Honor. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final shot with the knife would be the ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at that time?
Squatting all the way by the folding screen.
Exactly. And Maya Fey was the real murderer. Why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Yeah.
Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason.
Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job.
Oof.
Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the... We still have to go through a lot of heart. Blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix, right? Think that you'll be able to completely hopeless case to this point. I know my papa had a tough time with you. You amaze me. Of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic?
Huh? How was it all my fault?
You could start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. I'll rest assured your punishment will come later. Sorry guys, I'm having OBS problems.
A punishment?
Rip Gumshoe. Well then, Your Honor, I think I had all I can to take up this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Lotta Hart. That's gotta be Lotta.
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we can reconvene, we will hear from the next witness.
Looks like we gotta go through the trial ladder, I guess. Alright. So next time on Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Justice for All, we're gonna be continuing on with this trial and hopefully get a testimony out of Lotta Hart. I guess I'll see you guys all next time.